Let me break this down for you guys. So, Kanye West, as you know, we've been avoiding talking about Kanye West ever since the White Lives Matter fashion show that he threw a few weeks ago. Since then, he has said and done multiple things that have been anti Semitic, that have been anti Black, and now all of the companies and the business relationships that he has are slowly but surely falling away from him. Let me get into some of the things because we also had breaking news this morning that Adidas is separating ties with him. So, one of the other first companies to part ways with him and tell him, take your money and your business elsewhere was JP Morgan Chase. They sent him a letter a couple of weeks ago stating that you need to find another place to hold your money by November such and such date. Well, then it was sort of like an avalanche of more and more companies. And I believe JP Morgan did that. I don't know if it was right after he made the anti-Semitic post. I can't remember. I can't remember the timeline of that. But he had already been making a lot of problems. And isn't he also being sued by George Floyd's family? Like for millions of dollars? For his comments about George Floyd? We'll get into the Adidas story in a second. So this is coming from our friends over at thatgrapejuice.net. They report that Kanye West is seeing yet another slew of big name brands walking away from his lucrative business relationship in light of the controversy stemming from his headline-grabbing anti-Semitic remarks recently. So not long after West brewed backlash for wearing and defending his custom White Lives Matter t-shirt, the 45-year-old music and fashion mogul was banned from Facebook and Twitter for making disparaging comments about Jewish people. Sidebar, Kim Kardashian and Khloe Kardashian yesterday came out in support of the Jewish community because there was a lot of heat on the Kardashians who were like, where's Kim and why is she not condemning her soon-to-be ex-husband and his statements on the Jewish community. The Kardashians don't want that heat. Right after the heat was on them, they were like, here's our statement. That Grape Juice continues. They says, in addition to ongoing criticism from former fans, industry analysts, and even his celebrity peers, the result of the infraction comes as a continued fallout from the likes of Balenciaga have parted ways with Kanye. Vogue's editor, Anna Wintour, has released a statement that they're not working with Kanye anymore. All right. And now the talent agency, CAA, have also said that they're not going to be working with him as well. So they write this. Despite an attempt to apologize for his bizarre behavior during a recent interview with Piers Morgan, Kanye, who was also hit with a $250 million lawsuit from the family of George Floyd for disparaging comments made about the Minnesota man's death, is still facing the consequences of his statements. Most recently, CAA, the talent agency that reps people like Tom Hanks, Steven Spielberg, Zendaya, Ryan Murphy, Shonda Rhimes, Ellen DeGeneres, Samuel L. Jackson, and more, confirmed that they have dropped Kanye West from their client roster. Also, a finished documentary has also been shelved. All right? In a statement from the film house, they said this. Okay. So That Grape Juice writes, they said, what's more, a completed documentary about the rap superstar will be shelved in light of his recent anti-Semitic comments. All right. The statement came out this. They said, this morning, after discussion with our filmmakers and distribution partners, we made the decision not to proceed with any distribution for our recently completed documentary about Kanye West. We cannot support any content that amplifies his platform, MRC, studio executives said in their statement on October 24th. Kanye is a producer and a sampler of music. Last week, he sampled and remixed a classic tune that had charted for over 3,000 years. The lie that Jews are evil and conspire to control the world for their own good, right? Anna Wintour, so they write this. They said, as if that's not enough to make West worry, fashion brands Balenciaga and Vogue cut ties with him as well amid pressure for Adidas. So there was a lot of pressure yesterday for Adidas to drop Kanye. But here's the thing. I understand these billion-dollar companies are not just going to come out and say, we're dropping him. They got to go through their legal, they got to go through contracts. They're like, how are we going to do this? So I give people time. You know what I mean? Like, these things can't happen in a day. Oh, and let me just read to you what Balenciaga said. So they said in their statement, Balenciaga has no longer any relationship nor any plans for a future project related to this artist. Let me get into Adidas statement. Let me put up Adidas statement. So Adidas, as you know, they have the Yeezy brand with Kanye. So they released a statement today in regards to parting ways with that relationship. Okay, so this is Adidas statement in regards to Kanye West. Let me read it in full because it's important. Okay, so Adidas said this in their statement. In regards to the media, Adidas terminates partnership with Ye immediately. Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech. Ye's recent comments and actions have been unacceptable, hateful, and dangerous, and they violate the company's values of diversity and inclusion, mutual respect, and fairness. They continue, after a thorough review, the company has taken the decision to terminate the partnership with Ye immediately, end production of Yeezy branded products, and stop all payments to Ye and his companies. Adidas will stop the Adidas Yeezy business with immediate effect. They continue, listen to this. This is expected to have a short-term negative impact up to 250 million euro on the company's net income in 2022, given the high seasonality of the fourth quarter. Adidas is the sole owner of all design rights to existing products as well as previous and new colorways under the partnership. More information will be given as a part of the company's upcoming quarter 3 earnings announcement on November 9th, 2022. So that's a very important detail that they're mentioning at the bottom there in regards to their earnings and how this will affect their earnings. Forbes did not wait to put this out. So Forbes is reporting that Kanye West is no longer considered a billionaire with this recent development and end of relationship with Adidas. So in their article that they posted today, this morning, they title it Billionaire No More. Kanye West's anti-Semitism obliterates his net worth as Adidas cuts ties. So they say this, according to Forbes, because Forbes usually comes out with all of the okay, this person's a billionaire now based off of this, and this. They're saying because of what Adidas announced today, it takes his net worth down tremendously. I think now he's only worth 400 million only. Now, Ye is only worth 400 million. Okay. The 1.5 billion value of the Adidas deal was calculated off a multiple of annual earnings. Based on interviews with industry experts, Forbes has viewed the royalties Ye received from Adidas to be similar to royalties from music catalogs or film residuals. The Adidas income stream could be sold off, those experts say, just like dozens of musicians, including the likes of Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen, have sold off their life's work over the past 2 years. Without Adidas, Ye's worth is 400 million. The remainder of Ye's fortune, Forbes estimates, comes from real estate, cash, his music catalog, and a 5% stake in ex-wife Kim Kardashian's shapewear firm, Skims. Okay, a source close to Skims told Forbes Ye hasn't been involved with the brand since 2019's launch. Removing Ye from the billionaires list caps off a years-long saga between the rapper and Forbes. All right, Ye always felt his net worth was undervalued. When he first made the list in 2020 with an estimated 1 billion fortune, Ye wasn't happy. He says it's not a billion, he texted us at the time. Not them going through their own history. All right. He says it's 3.3 billion. No one at Forbes knows how to count. My God. This pattern continued every year, with Ye continuing to complain about our low numbers. For this year's evaluation, Ye sent documents claiming his Adidas partnership alone was worth $4.3 billion. When Ye learned he would clock in at $2 billion overall, his unhappiness with Forbes leaked to the tabloids.